John.
Josh, first, let me ask that question about the budget differently. Is the president willing to shut the government down if Congress doesn't agree to limit the sequester spending levels?
John, the president feels very strongly that Congress needs to both pass a budget on time, but also make sure that our economy and our national security priorities don't have to suffer from the mindless austerity that was brought about in the sequester. And so the president has made clear that he will not support legislation that locks in those sequester caps that neglect our economic and national security priorities. The good news.
So he would veto a spending bill if it didn't raise the spending levels. So he'd be willing to shut the government down unless Congress agrees to lift those spending levels.
Well, let me say a couple of things about that. The first is that it's not at all clear to me that there is bipartisan support, or that, well, let me say it this way. It's not at all clear to me that there is enough support in the United States Congress to pass a budget that would lock in sequester spending. And I think that's there's good reason for that. I know that there are obviously the vast majority, if not all of the Democrats oppose that. And I think that there are a number of Republicans in the Congress who would have serious reservations and maybe even reluctant to support something like that. So I'm not sure it's going to come to that, but the president's position on this has been very clear that he will not sign into law a budget bill that would lock in sequester levels of spending.
Does that include a temporary budget bill, a so-called continuing resolution?
Well, I wouldn't speculate at this point about what sort of path they're going to take. Obviously, there's a difference between a
temporary bill that continues the current levels.
A temporary bill that would be put into place to allow Congress to get the additional time that's necessary to pass a longer-term budget. So I would draw a distinction between those two things without speculating about what path Congress will take at this point.
Okay, then on the